Okay, welcome to today's revision paper. We're going to look at the echoes of hope. This is Butere Girls High School Mathematics, paper 1. We're going to look at section 1, of which it's 50 marks. And from the instructions, you're supposed to attempt all the questions in this section. All the questions in this section. So we can move to question number 1. Question number 1. As you can see, the instruction says answer all questions in these sections in the spaces provided. So we're going to start with number 1. They're saying use logarithms to evaluate. Use logarithms to evaluate. That is the cube root of 4.5 times 0.00697 divided by 0.5434. Now, we can start by looking at the log of the log. You can start by looking at log 45.3. 45.3. So log 45.3, from the tables, we're going to find that log 45, that is 4.53 times 10 power 1. So we're going to get log 45.3, we're going to get 1.6561 from the tables. Then we also look at the log of 0.00697, and then you convert it to standard form, so that the log of 0.00697 gives us negative 2.1562. Then we move to the log of 0.534. Its log of 0.534. And in this one, from the tables, we're going to get a negative 0.2728. Now, when it's multiplication, we know that it's always we subtract. So we subtract the log of 45.34. So we shall take 1.6561. Now we subtract, because of the multiplication sign, we subtract negative. So we're going to subtract. Yes, we subtract 2.1562 multiplication. So we, that is addition, then minus, that is a plus, minus, though it's the log of 45.3 plus negative 2.1562. So we get a negative, we're going to now to subtract, so that then when we are subtracting, we subtract negative 0. minus 0. So it will be plus 0.2728, that way, so that we arrive at negative 0.2273. Now we look at, so we remain as this cube root. Now we have the cube root of negative 0.2273. That is the same as a third of the answer, which is a third of negative 0.2273. So with this, our answer is going to be negative 0.0758. 0.0758. Then we look now for the antilog of our answer, antilog of negative 0.0758, so that we arrive at our answer to be 0.837. So this one now becomes our final answer for question number 1. So that is 0.837. Now we can move to the second question. Given that sin 2 over 3x plus 20 degrees is equal to cos 5 over 6x plus 10 degrees. Now, without using a mathematical table or a calculator, you are supposed to determine tan x plus 20. Tan x plus 20. Now, tan x plus 20 now, we are going to find now the value of x, so that we add 20 to x, and then we find tan of the answer. So we are going to take now 2 over 3x plus 20. When you add, they are saying is equal to cos 5 over 6x plus 10. So when you are going to add the cos, that sine 2 over 3x plus 20, now plus 5 over 6x plus 10, we are supposed to get 90 degrees. So that we find now the value of x, we collect like terms, 2 over 3x plus 5 over 6x equals to now 90 minus 30. So that we have now 1.5x is equal to 60. So divide by 1.5, divide by 1.5. So x becomes 40. So we have x as 40 degrees. So that we take, they're saying tan x plus 20. So you take x, which is 40, so 40 plus 20. So we have 60 degrees. So without using a mathematical table or calculator, you find tan 60 degrees. Now we know that tan 60, to find tan 60, we normally use this kind of a triangle. This is 90. This one is 30. Then this is 60. So we always have here 2, 1. Then you have root 3. Now tan theta, that is now tan 60. Tan 60 will be equal to opposite, which is root 3 over the adjacent, which is 1. Therefore, tan 60 degrees is equal to, that is the same as root 3. So tan 60 now becomes our tan 60 now becomes root 3. There, then you get your 3 marks. So that is how we calculate without using mathematical table calculate. And then question number 3, Mwangi truncated 7/9 to 3 decimal places. Now calculate the percentage error resulting from truncating. So 7/9, it truncated to, that is now 0.77777. So it truncated to 3 decimal places. So we have 0.777. Then they're saying you calculate the percentage error resulting from the truncation. So what is the error now? The error is equal to 7/9 minus what Mwangi truncated, which is 0.777. So the error is 0.000777778. We've rounded off. So that is the error. So to find the percentage error, now percentage error, you check the error, which is 0.000777778. Now you divide by 7/9, the original, times 100%. So when you calculate using a calculator, you're going to get 0.1%. So this is the error that Mwangi got after truncating 7/9 to 3 decimal places. So this is the error made. Then we can now move to the next one. Question number 4. Question number 4. Now, the figure below shows a net of a solid. That is the net, as you can see. That is the net. The net. Sketch the solid of the net showing the hidden edges with broken lines. So you are supposed to show the net of solid, of this given solid, showing the hidden edges with a broken line. So this is a net now. What you're supposed to do, we simply sketch that solid. The solid. Now, let me sketch. I'm simply sketching. So this is now my sketch. It has to look something like this. Remember the hidden edges, we are supposed to show them. We're supposed to show them using broken lines. We're supposed to show them using broken lines. So the hidden edges, let me show you. Now these are now the broken lines that are going to help us see the hidden edges. So those are the hidden edges. We have this one and the other one at the back. So we can even give it the dimensions, like here we are having 4 centimeters. Then we have 5 centimeters. Also have 5 centimeters here. Then we have 3 centimeters. Yeah. So the other side we also have 3 centimeter for the broken line. This other side 4 centimeter. As you can see, then 5 centimeter. So this is now the net of the given solid. So when you open this one, you open it, you're going to get something like this. Yes. So that is how you get your 2 marks. Now we move to this question. That was A. B. Now form the quadratic equation whose root is x minus 5 over 3 and x is 2. Then give your answer in the form ax squared plus b x plus c is equal to 0. Then you get your other 2 marks. So we have the 2. So x is equal to negative 5 over 3. That is now x now plus 5 over 3. And the other x is 2, so x minus 2. So that one. Now you multiply the 2, so that you have x. Now you have x into x minus 2. Then we have 5 over 3 into x minus 2. Then you open up, so you shall have x squared minus 2x plus 5 over 3 x minus 10 over 3. So x squared minus a third x minus 10 over 3. So this one now divide by so that is divided by 3. It is divided by, so we can multiply by 3 in each, so that we can do away with that 3, so that we remain with 3x squared minus x. That one, a third times 3 will remain with 1. And then that means it's minus x. Then now plus 10. So remember our equation, we are supposed to live in the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So this is now our equation. So 3x squared minus x plus 10 is equal to 0. And this one now becomes our final equation. So this is now our quadratic equation, that when you work it out, you are going to get your roots as x to be negative 5 over 3 and x to be 2. So that is how you get your remaining 2 marks for number 4. Then we move to question number 5. Question number 5, that use completing square method to solve 2x squared plus 5x is equal to negative 3. 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 is equal, that is 5x equal to negative 3. So we start using the completing square method. So 2x squared plus 5x equals to now negative 3. So we divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, so that we have x squared plus 5 over 2x, 5 over 2x, now plus we shall have 1.25 squared is equal to negative 3 over 2 plus 1.25 squared. 1.25 squared. Now we are going to have x plus 1.25, which is 1.25. This one is going to be equal to now negative 3 over 2 plus 1.25 squared. We get 0.625. Now at this point now, this one is squared. It's squared, 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 squared. So you now for us to remove this square sign, you have to find the square root from both sides. So the square root, so that this square sign goes with this square root sign, so that we remain with x plus 1.25 is equal to, now square root of 0.25, 0.6225, you get 0.25. Now, x, so our x, that is x plus 1.25 is equal to 0.25. Remember, any square root means it is a plus or minus. That is now the answer, the square root. So x plus 1.25 is a plus or minus 0.25. So our values of x, so x is going to be 1, that is a 0.25. 0.25. Now the first one we say it's positive plus 0.25. It is a positive 0.25. Now this is a positive. Now to this side is going to be negative. It's going to be negative. So we shall have negative. We subtract negative 1.25. Now, or the value of x becomes negative 0.25, then minus 1.25. So the value of x will be, so our x becomes 1. So when you subtract, you're going to get 1, or 1, no, that minus negative 1, yeah, negative 1 minus x is equal to negative 1, or x is equal to negative 1.5. So these are the two solutions for x. So x is negative 1 or x is negative 1.5. As simple as that. Then question number 6. Question number 6. Translation vector t having x minus 1, 2 minus y maps a point A, 4, 6 onto A prime, 9, 2, 9, 12. Find the value of x and y. The value of x and y. So we have this. We have x minus y 1. It's minus 1. X minus 1. Then we have 2 minus y. So we're having 4 and 6. So using the transformation t, we are going to have our A prime, our image. So we're going to have 9 and 12. So that means that 4x, we are multiplying 4 times that one to get 9. So 4x minus 4 now plus 6x minus 6 should give us what? 9. Multiplying vectors. Then this one we have 10x. So 10x is equal to 19. So the value of x becomes 1.9. Then we look for the value of y now. The value of y. So with y, you take 8 minus 4y plus 12. Now plus 12 minus 6y gives us 12. So that we have our negative 10y to be equal to negative 8. So that our y becomes 0.8. So that is our value of y, and we have our value of x as 1.9. So we have the values of x and y, as you can see. Then 7, find all integral values of x which satisfy the inequality. So we separate it into 2. So we start with the 2. So we have 3 into 1 plus x. Then we have which is less than 5x minus 14. So 3. So we start with 3 plus, so we open up. It will be 3 plus x plus 3x. Now 3 plus 3x. We have now, we shall have is less than 5x minus 14. 5x minus 14. Then we collect like terms so that we shall have 17. 17 is less than 2x. So we divide by 2, So we shall have 17, now divide by 2, we have 8.5. So 8.5 is less than x. Then we look for the other two sides. So we shall take 5x and this. So we shall have 5x minus 14, which is also less than x plus 46. We collect the like terms together. So we shall have 4x. So 4x to be less than 60. So divide by 4. So x is less than 30. Now we combine the two equations so that we have 8.5, which is less than x. The same x. Now the x is greater than 30. So this is how we find the value of x that satisfy the inequality. All the integral values now run from 8.5 to the integral values run from 8.5 to 30 to, in fact, 29. 8.5 to 29. So the values from values of x from now value of x is now, for x is less than 8.5. So x is greater than 8.5, but the same x is less than 30. So the value of x ran from 8.4 all the way to 29. So 29 is the last one. So it doesn't have the equal sign, so it cannot reach 30. So it ranges in the between 8.4 to 29. Then number 8, simplify the expression. So in this expression, for us to work it out simply or without any problems, we can first of all work out with the numerators and then denominators. So we can start with the numerator. So with the numerator, we have 4x squared minus 16y squared. 16y squared. Now, this one we shall have when we break it down. We are going to have 4 into now x minus 2y and x plus 2y. So that is now the numerator. Now on the other side, we look for the denominator. Now denominator, now we take 2 into, now we open using 2 as our common factor. 2 into 3x squared minus 6xy plus 2xy minus 4y squared. So having 2, we're going to have 3x squared now minus 6xy that way, then plus 2xy minus 4y squared. So we separate it into 2 so that the common one here still having 2, but we have now the common here, which is 3x, that goes in x minus 2y, then plus, now the common here is 2y, 2y goes in here, x minus 2y, x minus 2y. Then now we have x minus 2y, x minus 2y, we take one of it. So having 2, we still have 2. So 2 goes into x minus 2y, x minus 2y, then 3x plus 2y. That way. Now, this is now our denominator. So we compile the two so that we take the numerator over denominator. So we shall have our numerator is 4 into x minus 2y, then x plus 2y. Now divide by the denominator. Denominator is 2 into x minus 2y. Then we have 3x plus 2y. So this one cancels with this. Then 2 goes 1 here, here 2. So the numerator remains 2 into x plus 2y over, now the denominator remains 3x plus 2y, 3x plus 2y. And this one now becomes your final answer. It is very simplified. We can't go more than that. It's that's the best we can simplify so far. So that is question number 8. Question number 8. We can move to the next question. The next question, which is 9, which is 9. Now, given that 4.5 liters of water of density 1 gram per cubic centimeter was mixed with 12 liters of alcohol of density 0.8 grams per cubic centimeter. Now calculate the density of the mixture. Find the density. We have to take the volume, the mass of our volume. So now we have to calculate the mass, and we have density of the water, which is given in grams per cubic centimeters. But now to find the volume, we must now convert these liters into cubic centimeters, and we know that 1 liter is equal to 1,000 cubic centimeters. 1,000 cubic centimeters. So we have the density for water. So the volume for water will be equal to now 4.5 liters times what? Times 1,000. So that we have 4,500. So that we are going to have our density to be 4,500 cubic centimeters. Then that is the density of water. The volume. Then we have the density, which is 1 gram per cubic centimeter. So the density is equals to 1 gram per cubic centimeter. And we know that mass is equal to density times what? Times volume. We have the density now, which is 1 gram, and we have the volume, which is 4,500 cubic centimeters. So the mass of water is going to be the density, which is 1, times the volume, 4,500. So we have 4,500 grams. So that is now the mass of water. So we can also look for the mass of alcohol. The mass of alcohol using which is 12 liters. So the volume of alcohol will be 12 times 1,000. So we have 1,000, that is 12,000 cubic centimeters. That is the volume, and the density we are given to be 0.8 grams per cubic centimeters. So to find the mass, we are going to check density times volume. The density is 0.8 times the volume is 12,000. So our mass is going to be 9,600 grams. So that is now the mass of alcohol. Now, how do we find? So we have to look for now total mass. Now that is a mixture, total mass. So the total mass is going to be 4,500 plus 9,600. So total volume becomes 14,100 grams. Then we look for total volume. Now the total volume, now you add both. So you have 4,500 cubic centimeters plus 1,000, that is 12,000 cubic. So the total volume becomes now 16,500 cubic centimeters. Now that is the total volume. Our question asks us to find the density of the mixture. Now, to find the density is you now take mass, the total mass over volume. So we are going to have total mass is 14,100 grams divided by the volume. Total volume is 16,500 cubic centimeters. So the density now of the mixture will be 0.8545 grams per cubic centimeters. So this is now the density of our mixture. So density, you take mass, the total mass over total volume, of which we have it, then you get your answer that way. Now, we move to question number 10. Question number 10. The surfaces of two cylindrical water tanks are 50 cubic centimeters, 50 square centimeters and 162 square centimeters respectively. Given that the volume of water in the second tank is 36,450 cubic centimeter, find the volume of water in the first tank if it is half full. If it is half full. So we can get the area scale factor. The area scale factor. The area scale factor, which we are going to have it this way. We're looking for the square root now of 162 over 50. Those are the area. Now we can then cubed, which has to give us, we have the volume, which is 36,450 cubic. Now divided by what we are, the other volume. The volume which we get it as, let's have it as x. The other volume that we are looking for, the value of x. So here we shall have 729 over 125 over 125. Now this one gives us should be equal to now 36,450 over x then we cross multiply, so that we shall have our x should be equal to 125 times 36,450. Now divide by what? 729. So our value of x is going to be now the new volume. The volume will be equal to 6,250 cubic centimeters. So this is now the volume of the water in the first tank if it is half full. So if it is half full. So this is how we do it. That's simple. Then number 10. The interior angle of an octagon are 70, 90, x 1.5, 130, 80, 1.5, 1.7x, and 200. Find the value of the largest angle. Find the value of the largest angle. So it is an octagon with that is 8. So with an octagon, when you add now, when you add 70 plus 90 plus x plus 1.5 x, then plus 130 plus 80 plus 1.75x plus 200. It should give you 1080. It should give you 1080. So that when you add, we collect like terms for the values of x, we have 4.25x, which is equal to 1080 minus 570. Now here we divide both sides by 4.5, so we shall have 4.5, that is 4.25. So our value of x, x is equal to 1080 minus 570. Now divide by 4.25. Now our value of x now becomes 120. So this is not only the value of x, but we are asked to find the value of the largest angle. Now for the largest angle, in this case, we shall have 1.75 times x, which is 120. 120, that one is going to be the largest. So we shall have now 210 degrees. So the largest angle is now 210. That is 1.75x cubed. So we multiply by x. So our largest angle becomes 210 degrees. 210 degrees. Now with that, we move to the next one, because the rest will not, the 125 times 1.5 here, it will be smaller. So this one remains to be the largest angle, 210 degrees. So we move quickly to number 12. Number 12. Number 12. So 12, it reads, given that 4p minus 3q equals to 10, 5, and p plus 2, 9 is equals to that, find the p, vector p plus 2 plus 2q plus 2q. So we simplify the equation first. We can simplify it. So for us to simplify the equation, we shall have 4p. So we have 4p minus 3q now equals to 10 over 5. So 10 over 5 same as 2. And that is it. Then p plus 2q. P plus 2q gives us negative 14 over 15. That one is fine. So we need, this vector p plus 2q. We can get it from equation 2. So we can have this as equation 1. This is equation 2. So we can have this vector p plus 2q from equation 2, and we shall have p plus 2q, which is equal to negative 14 over 15. So that when taking the absolute value, let me work it out here, so that taking absolute value, taking now absolute value p plus 2q now is equivalent to negative 14 over 15, which will give us now 14 over what? 14 over 15. So that p plus 2q, the vector now, that is how you arrive at your final. So having vector p plus 2q gives you 14 over 15 that way. Then we move quickly to number 13. Number 13. So 13, number 13. So, sorry. Now 13 is exchange rates. So this is now the question. A Kenyan bank buys and sells foreign currencies as shown below. One sterling pound, one South African rand, as you can see. Now, a businessman on a trip to Kenya had 50,000 pounds, which he converted to Kenyan shillings. While in Kenya, he spent 80% of the money and changed the balance to South African rands. Calculate the nearest rands amount he obtained. Now, we can see that one sterling pound goes at now the bank will be buying, so it will be 130.10. What about now the 50,000 pounds? So we shall have when you cross multiply the two, so we shall have Kenyan shillings. How many Kenyan? So we shall have 6,000. That is 6,505,000. 6,505,000 Kenyan shillings. But in this, the only remaining amount is 20%. Now that is spent 80%, the remaining amount is 20% that is converted to South African rand. So 20% of that. So that means this guy remained with 1,301,000. So by 20% of 6 million. So 20% of 6,505,000. So the cash that he remained with is now 1,301,000 Kenyan shillings. Now, this amount, he converted all of this amount to South African rand. South African rand. So the South African rand that he remained with, South African rand was being sold at 9.58. What about now the 1,301,000? 35 800 and 803.75. So this is now the amount that he converted or is received in South African rand. That's simple. Then we get that is 3 marks. Get your 3 marks. Then we move quickly to 14. 14, the table below shows the marks scored by 40 students in mathematics text. That is as you can see, calculate the mean. Calculate the mean. Now, before we calculate the mean, we can look for the cumulative frequency. Here we are having 2, 11. We can add that one for CF. Here is 25, 32. Then we have 40. 32 plus 8, we get 40. So the mean, so the median, we take now the lower class limit, that is 20 here. 20 now falls in this bracket, so the lower class limit will be 49.5. Now plus, we shall take now 20 minus now the previous cumulative, which is 11, divided by the frequency. The frequency is 14. And then you multiply by what? By the interval from 30 to 39. That is an interval of 10. Interval of 10. So that is how we find the median. So we have 49.5 plus we have now 6.4285. So we arrive at our median to be 55.9285. So this is now our median using our usual formula. So that is it. As simple as that to get your 3 marks. Then question number 15. Question number 15. Now, from the window of a building, a few meters from the ground, an observer can see the top of a flag post at an angle of elevation of 30. Now, from the top of the flag post, the angle, an eagle observes the foot of the building at the point where the window is through an angle of a depression of 8. Let us have it as 20. You can have it as 20. It's 20. So the angle of depression is 20 degrees. If the distance from the building to the flag post is 25 meters, find the distance from the foot of the building to the window. So this one now is testing on angles of elevation, testing on the trigonometric ratios, connecting the two trigonometric ratios and angles of elevation. So we can have a sketch of what we are saying. We can have a sketch. So this is a sketch. What we are talking about. So that is the flag post. So the window. So this is now the window. So the flag. So here, this is where we have the window. Then top of flag. Top of flag. This is the top of the flag. Now, the window. Now, while here, this person can see the angle of elevation. You can have it the angle of elevation to be 30. So we have 30 degrees here. Then an eagle, while here at the top of the flag, can see the bottom of this is now the wall. Can see the bottom at an angle of depression which is 20 degrees. That is the angle of depression. Now they're asking you to find the distance from the foot of the building to the window. Now this distance from here to here. So this distance we can call it small h, that way, because it's from here to here. It's the same from here to here. Then this distance for the flag, we can call it h, capital H. So that for us to get the distance from the h, small h, we have to get capital H minus this one. We have another distance here. This height, let's call it x. So this small x, or we can do this. Let's call this small h, and then this one we call it x. So for us to get x, we are looking for the value of x. So x is equal to capital H minus small h. How do we find capital H? Now to find capital H, this one, we have these two. This is 90 degrees. And the distance from the foot to the flag post, from the foot, here this is the foot of the building, to the flag post, we are given to be 25 meters. So using this to find the value of H, capital H, we simply use trigonometric ratios. That is 20, having 20 and we have the opposite is 25. Adjacent is capital H. So we can use tan. So tan 20 is equal to opposite. The opposite of this 20 is 25 over adjacent. The adjacent is capital H. So to find H is now equal to 25 divided by tan 20. So the value of H now becomes 68.68 meters. So that is capital H. Then we look for the value of small h. Small h. So small h, we shall have now tan. Now small h, this is the small h. We have this triangle. Now 30, the opposite is h and adjacent is still what? 25. From here to here is still 25. So tan 30 degrees is equal to h over 25. Now to get h becomes 25 tan 30. 25 tan 30. So that the value of h becomes the value of h now becomes h, when you take 25 tan 30, 25 tan 30, it becomes 14.43 meters. Now, how do we find x? We said that x is equal to capital H minus small h. Our capital H is now 68.68 minus small h, which is 14.43. And our value of x, which is now the distance from the foot of the building to the window, now becomes 54.225 meters. So that one becomes the distance of the flag post. Then that is how you get your 3 marks. Let's move to question number 16, the last one in this section. They're saying use square, reciprocal, and square root tables to evaluate correct to 4 significance figures, the expression below. You should not forget to express it in 4 significant figures. So first of all, from your tables, you use your square root tables. So you find the square root of 1.256 times 10 power negative 1. So that is the same as the square root of 0.1256. So from the square root tables, to find the square root of 0.125, get 0.354. So that is now square root. Yeah, we've used square root. So we have 2 over 0.354. Now we look for the reciprocal of the reciprocal of 0.56. You're going to get as 2.824. Now, this is divided by 2, its division. So we're going to multiply by 2. Its division now we're going to multiply. It is a division, but now we found the reciprocal. Therefore, we are going to now multiply. This is 2. Now 2 times the answer, which is 2.824, so that we arrive at 5.6498. So we are done with this first part. So we go to the next part, so that we are going to add this part to this one, the square that is remaining. So this is the first result. Now we go to the second one, the square of that. So square of 0.3894. So from the tables, we're going to find the square of 0.3894 to be 0.1517. So this is the square. Now we add the two results. Add the two results. So we have the first result is this one, is 98. 98. Add, we get 5 point figures. So we shall have our final answer in 4 significant figures as 5.8, 5.801. That is 4 significant figures. So this is now going to be our final answer for that question. 5.801. So that one becomes our final answer. So up to there, I want to thank you for watching. We shall upload the next part, section B. So keep following, subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you for watching. Eh? Oh.